Hello, World of Tank Blizzards. It's Littlefinger, and it is a happy day. Yes, your help in getting me to 5,000 subscribers, we're almost at 6,000 now, has helped me get community contributor account with Wargaming, and we're finally in. I finally got a lot of tanks at my fingertips, and you know what? The T-22 medium is the tank that I was most dying to try. And let me tell you guys, it did not disappoint. So, with that, many thanks to all of you that helped out. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, helping me do more and better things on this channel. So look at this tank. What a magnificent looking tank it is. It has a lovely 55 mile per hour top speed. It has got angles galore. You will bounce so many shots off of this tank, and it's also got a wonderfully accurate gun, which we'll get into here in a second. But obviously this is a Russian Soviet tier 10 medium collector tank, which means that it doesn't quite have the credit coefficient, but believe me guys, it is worth whatever Wargaming is asking for this tank. Let's just jump in here and just go through, 1850 hit points. Look at this. Turret, 230 on the front, 170 on the side, 140 on the rear. And I'll bring up Armor Inspector here in a second, and we'll talk about this V-shaped hull that if you're shooting this from the side, it's in like an inverted triangle, as you see here. And it is almost impossible to pen. It's got a little bit of spaced armor, and then that angle just makes it so much more difficult to pen. So your camo ratings are actually pretty good for a medium tank, but don't worry, you won't be needing it. You're going to be brawling in this tank. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a bounce fortress. You're going to get penned. You do have to drive with a little bit of care, but you're going to get more than your fair share of bounces in this tank for sure. 3219 in damage per minute, which I believe is 4th highest in all tier 10 medium tanks. Pen numbers are on the low side. That might be the only downside here with this tank. So keep that in mind. You're doing 300 damage per shot. Aim time's really good. Dispersion's good. 6 degrees of gun depression. This is a Russian tank, so you expect to have a low number. 6 degrees is, pretty good. Top speed, 55 kilometers per hour. This tank just gets up and goes. 49 turret traverse, hull traverse 64. It is just such a super mobile tank. So just jumping into the equipment section, this is how I have it set up. Calibrated shells, like I said, 240, 300 on your standard pen for APCRH. Heat is just okay. You're going to need a little bit extra when you're facing some of these tier 10 heavy tanks. Defense system, improved optics, enhanced gun lane drive, enhanced armor. Like I said, this armor is great, so we're going to increase that by 4%. I feel like that is well worth it. Engine accelerator, vertical stabilizer. Again, you're going to be shooting on the move more often than not, so you want that gun barrel nice and steady. Enhanced tracks and consumable delivery system. All right, guys, first game, Middleburg Supremacy. And look at this. This is all tier 10 here on Middleburg. And so we're going to stay up top and try to use these hills to our advantage, getting hull down. As we get started here, you can see it's a little bit sluggish getting started, but once it's moving, 55 kilometers top speed, it really does move well. Straight up and over there, so running in straight into cap. They know we're here. We're going to turn towards them a little bit more. And just waiting for them to come through. There goes the Progetto. I really want to hold this and get that cap in there, but I take 2 shots. No damage taken, but it does reset the cap. And right off the bat there, you can see the power of this tank. Just hold down, really difficult to pen. And now it's just a little game of patience here. We're just waiting for people to make mistakes and pull too far forward so that we can get our shot in. Keep in mind that really the way I'm angled right now isn't the best way to angle this. However, I do have a little bit of side slope there, making it a little bit more difficult to pen. But really, on a tank like this with the pike nose, you want to be faced at him, protecting that lower plate. Look at this guy. He is just fed up. He's had enough. He's YOLOing in straight into all of our tanks. HE 360 into the grill. Let him take that shot. And we just missed the kill shot there. Jagdpanzer E100. Look at this. Right there underneath that side skirt. And just like that, you know, and look how we power down that hill, keeping our speed as we come back up. And just ram this guy into place, making sure he's not going anywhere, and finish him off. And we're already at 3,000 damage. And there's 2 tanks with over 3,000 more damage to farm down here. It's 4-on-2 at this point in time. So again, since we're going to be pulling sideways here, I want to make sure that I'm not the one getting shot out. E100 shoots. Switch over to heat just to make sure that that one goes in. And now we're behind him. And I'm focusing now on getting out this IS-4. And even with that spaced armor there on the sides, we're having no problem with this APCR going through. And so there you have it. Managed to finish this off there with 4,733 damage, 3 kills. Good for level 1, 22,000 credits there. And just a really short amount of time. And this tank is such a bully. You know, this is a game style. I had several of these games. Here's another one. So getting started here on Black Goldville, headed up to the caves. And it's, you know, it is a tank you can find yourself in trouble with, having pushed a little bit too fast, trying to put too much trust in this armor. But, you know, you can use its speed and get yourself into really good, advantageous positions like we're here. You know, we basically stopped them from pushing around the corner and getting a stronghold here within the caves. And we're just pushing this E50 back at this point in time. 3 shots in, we're at 1,000 damage. So, you know, you're seeing this tank just as a bully, getting to the front line there, holding off the enemy, and doing its thing with this super accurate gun. So we've got a couple tank advantage. Obviously, they sent several to C, and we're just now getting to A. Couple guys look like they're continuing to flank around, and I've got the Death Star and another heavy over here with me. Really the first bad aim shot there against the Progetto. We trade shots on that one. So he's taking a couple shots off his clip and want to just go ahead and push around, leery of the fact that there's at least one other tank in there. We don't know exactly where he's at yet. A little bit of a bounce there as we come up over that hill, but it didn't take too long for that to aim on in. Baiting shots here from the T-57. He's on a long reload, and I get a little bit distracted with this E100. Should have you know, pushed a little bit harder on the T-57 on his reload, but I was hoping to be able to get a shot in. But that would have been a long shot, difficult shot. on the move, side cheek, no problems. So now he's got to be reloaded by now. So we got to be careful. There's shot number 1. Shot number 2's missed. There's shot number 3. So in we come. A little bit unfortunate. I hit a little high. So we're not going to be able to finish him off before he reloads. So he is going to get a couple shots in here. First one tracks us, puts us broadside. Look at that. Oof. But he's taken out. 4 on 2 at this point in time. 3 on 2 now. E100 shooting below that skirt. No problems. That thing's showing a lot of red. So now he's fronted us. So you can see the difference there between the APCR and heat pen. Now that it's 3 on 1, we can go ahead and just push on in. Shooting again perpendicular right at or below that skirt, and there we go. 48-35 in damage. Just a fantastic drive of a tank. Super smooth, turns well. Doesn't quite feel as maneuverable as the Leopard, but it is awfully close. So we're going to roll on into this last game here on Faust. It's a great looking tank. You can see that V shape underneath. Team calls right. You know, and this is obviously a tank, and why it's so nice is I feel comfortable in it going heavy side just as much as I do going, you know, medium, light side. Just going to let this play out from the back a little bit, and once we feel comfortable that there's only a couple tanks over here, we'll push hard. Like that Leo, he's going for it. So here we all come, rushing on in. Tough shot there. A lot of red on top of that IS-7, so we're not even going to bother with that at this point in time. We'll let him push on forward so that we can get shots behind him here in a second. But we get shot from behind, and oh no, getting pushed by a big old American TD with a lot of armor, but outmaneuvered. Able to get beside him. Now we can get behind and actually even shoot HE into the backside there. But he is dropped off. Couple one-shots down there, but I noticed that my IS-7 friend down here is in trouble, so we'll go and keep him alive. And then we can swing back around. And you can see we've just got all of our hit points at this point in time. There's the guy that fell off. We don't even want to speculate how he got into that position. Coming in on the T-22A here. And we've got the grill now behind us. Shot one in a little bit lower into the tracks. You're not going to do as much damage down there. But at this point, I'm behind him. He does not have a full rotating turret. So as long as I just keep him here long enough not to let him turn, we'll get a shot in before he's able to shoot us. There's that IS-7 from the front. We'll switch over to heat and get the 4th kill there. 3,170 damage in a really fun game. And that's what it's all about, right? Finding a tank that's fun to play, that you enjoy. Looking at it, it doesn't make huge credits, but making credits at tier 10 in of itself is something. It's pretty much set up that if you don't win, you're going to lose credits. So it's a real fun tank, and I'm not sure if it's going to be on offer soon as a collector. I don't know when it's coming back. But I do highly recommend it. I think it's a super fun tank and one that I want to put in my personal garage for sure. So with that, guys, have fun out there. Stay safe, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.